You're listening to the AfterBuzz TV Network, now the largest new media platform on the web, and your #1 source for after-show entertainment.
Very good, Hobson.
From the AfterBuzz Studios in Los Angeles, California, presented by Maria Menounos and streaming live thanks to Akamai Technologies, this is AfterBuzz TV Suits After Show. We'll break down tonight's episode and get you all the latest news and gossip. And now, another post-game wrap-up show for your favorite TV show. It's AfterBuzz TV Suits After Show.
Get the shoulders going. Work. Do it. Hey everyone, it's AfterBuzz TV Suits After Show, Season 3, Episode 15, Know When to Fold 'Em. I am your host, Tiona Hobson, and joining me tonight, I have two very lovely matching ladies in blue blazers over here. Still got the shoulders going, I love it. I'll let you guys introduce yourselves.
Hey everyone, I'm Stacy Ike.
And I'm Ashida Onrae.
And so tonight's episode, now next week is the finale for this season, but I mean, it will be back relatively soon. Good. You know, just a couple months break. So let's jump in.
A new season?
A new season.
Okay,
yeah.
Just want to make sure.
Yeah, like, we're not mid-season again.
You guys, it will actually be season 4.
Okay.
Okay. We had a little trouble earlier in this comeback season where Ashida and Emma K thought it was season 4. Well, it's not. It's season 3. So we're going to talk first about, because so much happened in tonight's episode.
Yeah.
I am glad I got to watch it twice because a lot happened. I'm still probably going to miss some things. So make sure you guys at home set us straight on the record with what actually happened. So let's start with Lewis. The episode opens with him and he's very depressed. He's on his couch. He's on the phone with his psychologist, I'm assuming his doctor.
Yeah.
You know, going through, you know, he's sad. He just broke up. Well, he got dumped because we all know Sheila did not want, or Rachel, I'm sorry.
Sheila.
Yeah. Oh my God.
Rachel. Ooh, no.
Yeah. In my notes, I wrote down Rachel, which is
That's
so
funny.
wrong.
Ooh, no.
So wrong. So Katrina calls him and he says, I'm not getting off the couch. Hold all my calls. Cover for me. I'm not doing anything. Do not call here again unless the building is burning down and Sheila's inside of it. So I don't know if that makes him happy that Sheila's inside the burning building or sad that she's inside the burning
Heartbreak
building.
is a mother.
Right. I'm like, he went all the way south. Like,
Yeah.
it was super sad.
Yeah, heartbreak, boy. I tell you.
So Katrina has to cover for Lewis right now. Charles Van Dyke, who used to be a name partner back in the day before Jessica and Hardman ran out the original, you know, name partners at this firm, comes in and he wants to look at the books for Pearson Spector. What did you guys think of that?
I mean,
does he have a right to look?
No, dude, you haven't been here. I mean, look how many names we've gone through since he's been around. I was like, kind of like, who are you? But I don't know who you are. So
I think he was just being a lawyer and figuring out a way how to get back and get revenge.
Yeah, so Jessica points out that, you know, he saw a 30% increase in the original exit. He gets paid, you know, still he gets a dividend of profits, I guess. So he had actually a 30% increase, but he thinks that they're hiding more profits. And Jessica's very serious about not wanting him to get in the books. Do you think they're hiding something?
Well, you never know with Jessica. She's always
I know.
hiding something.
I know.
right?
When he said that, I was like, that's so true. Jessica always got something up her sleeve. They're probably making more than they're letting on. Like, he's probably not getting everything. I would probably say that. But do we call it hiding? I don't know.
Do we call it hiding?
An oversight?
Exactly. I'm like, is it hiding or
Is it
are they
an
just protecting their things? I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know how I feel about this because I feel like if you're innocent, then, you know, sure, have a look at our books. You'll see that nothing is actually wrong. But her first thing was to jump on the defensive end.
Yeah.
So unless Jessica knows something more about, you know, he wants to get on our books so that he can do something else. which I wouldn't put it past Jessica because she's a very smart lawyer and she is usually 1 to 2 steps ahead of everyone else, including the audience. She's like 5-10 steps ahead of me.
We're still learning.
Yeah,
like,
I'm still lost with Jessica. So I thought that was just weird that her initial reaction was just no.
I think it's just because she wants to protect her firm. Like, I don't expect Jessica to say like, oh, we're not hiding anything, so check it out. Yeah, right. Like, it's our firm. You don't look at our stuff. I think that's, to me, what I got out of it. Yeah,
her business.
Her business. That's all.
Mama's protecting her.
Yeah, she is Mama Bear.
Yes.
So she goes to Katrina looking for Lewis because she needs Lewis to take a look because we all know Lewis is the best at this. Figure out a way to stop this from happening because there's a court date on Friday and she needs to come up with a way to around letting him look at their books. Katrina then goes to Rachel for help because we know that, Lewis is not there. They come up with this great plan that they present to Jessica and she takes it to what's his name, Van Dyke, over there. And basically their plan was, with the exit agreement that he signed, the firm that he signed it with no longer exists. So that means that he's technically not entitled to anything. So Jessica's like, I will fix your checks because it actually should be a big fat 0. And we've been nice to you. He then comes back and is like, actually, if you'd really done your research, that fine print says that as long as your name is on it, I still get paid something.
Right.
So this definitely is something that Lewis wouldn't have missed because Lewis knows the bylaws inside outwards, frontwards, backwards. He wrote them, so he knows every loophole in them. So Jessica's definitely suspicious now. And goes to Katrina to see what's going on. Katrina ends up getting fired. Yeah. Was Jessica too tough on her, or was that the right move?
I'm scratching my head.
I know, again,
I think it's the right move because of Jessica, of how she is and how she is the boss lady. She's like a lead, like a lioness. But I think that she was hasty in her decision because of loyalty once she found out.
Right.
So I'm a little torn.
It was very Jessica of her to cut it quick. If something goes wrong and she's unimpressed and you're done. But like you said, once she found out, I think her heart's softened a little. We'll see next episode if Karina,
because she doesn't look like, I don't look stupid in front of in front of anyone at all at any given moment. I don't care who did the research. I can't
work for you, Lord Jesus.
I know, right? That's scary.
Not at all.
So should Katrina have spoken up and told Jessica in that moment what was going on with Lewis?
I respected Katrina's decision. She was like, I gave her a couple points just because she was very loyal. That was like the true definition of loyal right there. She didn't sell him just because it was, it wasn't convenient for her. I thought that was cool.
And I did like the line she told Rachel. I told him I would cover for him not only when it was convenient for me.
Right.
I appreciate Jessica and I made Jessica look stupid, so I deserve to be fired.
Yeah.
So I've never been a big Katrina fan.
Right.
Especially with the way she got into Pearson Spector. I was not a fan of her. But tonight I grew a little bit of respect for her just in the way she handled that because I would have been singing like a bird.
Right.
I'd have been like, Jessica, Jessica. Lewis told me to do it. He's on the couch crying.
Here. Right.
Don't fire me, girl, please. I have nowhere to go.
Oh, yeah.
I would have been a mess. So good for you, Katrina, because you're a better woman than me. Rachel, though, who also has never really liked Katrina. She didn't like the way that Katrina was after Mike when she first got there. So it was actually very good. I liked seeing them work together tonight and them actually come up with a good plan and them execute it and feeling good about themselves and just, the teamwork. So I hope that Katrina comes back and that we can see a little bit more of them interacting as friends instead of enemies because look at how much they accomplish. I mean, someone did get fired, but
and it goes back to what you said, how you like to see more of the other
girls.
Yes, more. So they brought it for you. They're listening to us. They're listening.
Thank you guys.
Not that they wrote that months before, but still.
Actually, then never mind.
I mean, when you really think about it, there's 3 significant guys on the cast. There's Harvey, Mike, and Lewis. And then there's all these amazing women surrounding them. There's like 5 girls, but we never really get to see them.
Yeah.
So I love that they're bringing them more into play now, especially having, hopefully these two team up and do some really awesome things. Rachel does stand up to Jessica for Katrina. She tells Jessica, you know, she was being nothing but loyal to Lewis. And I know how much you respect loyalty in a person, and especially at this firm, and especially someone who's going to be loyal to Lewis here. Because we all know that a lot of people there would stab Lewis in the back the first chance they got, because Lewis would probably do the same thing to them.
Rachel's becoming a little talker. Like, every time something happens, she's like, Jessica, I just want you to know. I'm like, Rachel, you.
But she was scared. You saw the fear in her. She was just like,
I was scared.
Yeah, the job part was a little bit. She was like, my job? Oh, I didn't mean anything about my job. I meant Katrina.
Because Jessica's already such a tall woman, and put her in heels, and then you know, she has this stance about her, and she was inching closer, and I was like, oh, I'm feeling little
that
right now.
Line,
I'm 6 feet tall.
She said, are you saying that I should fire you? And I was like, Jessica, you can't fire everyone.
Yeah, it's like, I mean, you're paying for her law school.
Yeah, like, can you not? Can you not?
If I was Rachel, I'd be like, so does that mean if I get fired, you're not going to continue paying my tuition? Because I'm not okay with that.
It's too much.
But, you know, Jessica then goes to Lewis and tells Lewis that she fired Katrina. And you can see that even Lewis is like, oh man, that wasn't it. You know, that this is all my fault. So Jessica's like, I can't punish her for being loyal to you, but I also can't afford to have you sitting on your couch right now because the firm's being attacked. And, you know, basically, if the firm was your girlfriend and you're in love with your job, there's a man trying to get in her pants. So what are you going to do?
It's great.
He's going to put on that chastity belt.
Perfect for Lewis.
Lewis always has some comeback. And you're just like, what?
So Lewis tells us that, you know, the girls were actually on the right path. They were doing the right thing. They just missed one little thing. The company has to become an LLC in order for this to actually take shape. So he has one night to get every single contract rewritten. So thank God he has that army of associates at his disposal, because he's trained them for this. This is like their battle day, and he's Louis Marlowe lit, and you know, you can't stop him.
But
I forget the line.
every single contract?
Every single contract.
That is insane.
I kind of wanted them to cut to a scene of Lewis
Yes.
back in the office with
Yeah.
all the associates there, you know, except for Mike, because whenever Lewis like says, I have the associates to do this, Mike is never involved.
Because he's too, he's not there.
Harvey's teacher's
Right.
dad, so he kind of gets out of the associates training. But I thought that would have been a fun scene to see. And then, of course, Jessica has to stall at the courtroom because Lewis isn't there yet. She's leaving him a very heated voicemail. And then Van Dyke shows up, and she tells him the story about how why she wrote him that note that said, to the man who hired me for all you've done. He thought it was a sweet gesture, and then the next day she forced him out of the firm. Turns out it wasn't such a sweet note after all. Hardman showed her the list after she got hired when she asked Van Dyke, is this because of the color of my skin or because I'm a woman? And he was like, no. But there's an asterisk by her name with the word diversity next to it. And basically she ends this conversation by saying, you awoke the dragon. How do you like me now?
Yeah.
And all I could hear was that song, how do you like me now? And I wanted that to come on and Jessica just walk away.
That would have been so good.
boss. Oh my
You guys got to listen to us. Like, that would have been really tight. Yeah. It didn't happen. But
what did you guys think of that scene with her and Van Dyke, and, you know, what she basically accused him of?
I loved it.
I think it was phenomenal. Yeah.
It was boss, like you said. It was,
Beautiful.
yeah, and then I would have never worked as hard as I do now, which is true, because you have to prove yourself, especially women of color, and we're women.
Yeah.
So we already just got 2 strikes.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I love it. And
That
then
was awesome.
That was good.
Yeah. I think it really brought up something that they don't talk about a lot in this show.
Yeah.
Because Jessica is a woman and she is in a position of power, and then she's a woman of color in a position of power. It's never brought up directly like it is tonight. It's kind of hinted around, but tonight they directly said something about it, and the way she stood up for it and was like, you know what, you didn't break me when I saw that. You actually made me the person I am today because of it. Right. So, you know, sit on that.
Yeah.
And then she walked in there just in time. Lewis shows up and it's like, actually, we got this.
Yeah.
Right? So,
he's like, you stalled
and
the
the
whole
fact
time.
that, yeah, he was like, you're stalling. It was just so funny because she had like the perfect story up her sleeve, stalled, and he got there. And it was like, what just happened?
What?
Like, yeah.
And then when Lewis hit him on the butt,
he was like, great to see you. I was like, oh my God, Lewis, that's why we need you.
Yeah, we definitely need Lewis back in the office. He should never
take a sick day.
Take a sick day or be gone at all. So I want to talk about Harvey and Scotty's relationship for a little bit because it really bugged me tonight.
It did. It bugged the hell out of me.
Scotty, yeah. So Scotty, of course, Harvey's already in the crapper because he took away her case and gave it to Lewis. He pulled that boss card on her a couple weeks ago and couldn't tell her why. We as the audience know why, and we know why he can't tell her. You know, if he can't just go telling everyone that Mike's not a real lawyer. Because that kind of thing could get spread around. You know, you have a bad breakup. I mean, look at what they did to Rachel. You know, they made her sign a contract when they found out that she knew. So Scotty basically says, I need you. You can't keep keeping things from me because this is not how a relationship works. You're supposed to be open and honest with me. Blah, 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 blah. I was so annoyed with Scotty tonight because she kept pressuring him to say things. And I feel like they should keep their work life and their personal separate, but it seemed like she kept coming into his office. Like she came into his office later on. It's like, oh, I found a way you could make it up to me. And he was in a bad mood. So everyone kind of, you have that person in the office you can joke around with, but then every now and then you're actually in the middle of something and it annoys you when they're doing
the same thing. Yeah.
So and she did it the whole episode.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
she was fishing, I think.
I think she was fishing.
I feel bad because like I was mad at Scotty, but I understand why she's the way, you know, she's the girlfriend, but they work together. So it's like, we're saying we want them to be separate, but how is that possible? Why does she work at the same office? Like, I think that makes it really difficult.
And I think the other thing is that Scotty, the question she's asking, it's not, oh, hey, baby, like what's going on that you're so upset? If he goes, hey, you know, it's just a lot of stuff happening with work stuff. I feel like that's a separate path because if I don't want to talk to you about my work, then I don't think I should have to talk to you about my work because it's not affecting us. Just know that work is stressful and it's bugging me right now. So that's why I'm in this mood, and help me to separate my mind from it and onto us instead of trying to intercede in there.
Yeah.
And I think that because she works at the firm, she thinks she can know everything. And I was like, he's a named partner. So there are things in this firm that he has to know that he cannot let you know because it's none of your business.
Right.
You're a partner, but you're not a named partner. There's different levels of, you know, everything at this firm. And I think that she crosses the line. She doesn't really see the balance between the two.
Yeah.
Am I the only one?
No, and that last scene really bothered me because she kept pushing and pushing and pushing. And then I'm like, do I do that? Because it was like I had to reflect back because I'm like, I am so annoyed with her right now. I hope I do not do that.
Yeah.
I know. I mean, it was like cute at first because he was responding. He was like giving her, you know, he was saying, okay, this is how I feel. And I was like, oh, okay, she's getting it out of him. And then when he would like shut down, she's like, you're shutting down again. Like, man. And it was just like, Scotty, like, obviously this is personal. And I don't know. I don't think I could date a guy I work with. I mean, maybe, I don't know. After saying that, I'm like, I cannot be Scotty. She sounds annoying. And she looked annoying and she sounded annoying and it was annoying.
But she kept coming to his office. It's
almost like, where's your office?
Right, and where's your workload?
Like, you ain't got nothing?
Exactly.
You have nothing?
You landed Michael Phelps, so go to
I have work. That's actually super funny. I didn't even think about that.
So she does keep coming in and she wants to know about what other, she says, the other shit that's going on, you know, because he was telling the story about how he didn't get a chance to tell Mike he wanted him to stay, which was actually good advice from her. Like, hey, have you ever tried telling him you want him to stay? And he's like, but then some other things came up and, you know, I couldn't. She's like, well, what's the other stuff? And it's like, okay, when someone says other stuff, if they're not immediately open with you, that means they don't want to talk about it. And I understand you're in a relationship, but also understand that it's work related and some things like you just can't really you can't even explain work things sometimes to a significant other with them really understanding, because if you work in, especially if you work in different fields, I feel like, you know, people don't understand what goes into jobs.
But, you know, she's coming from a place of feeling, I don't know if insecure is the right word, but remember they had this relationship where they kept secrets.
Yeah.
And so I think that she's feeling a certain way and she's trying to get it out of him without directly asking him to get rid of that feeling like, okay, I feel like he's hiding something from me, because I feel like she's acting that way on how they previously were.
Yeah, because she can't really trust Harvey is what I would say. Right. And so I totally get that. Yeah.
So do you guys think, because at the end, you know, Harvey wants to tell Scotty what's going on?
No, because she will use that.
You think so?
I think she will be vindictive. Yes, I think, and that's why Donna said no.
Yeah, Donna. Oof.
That's why Donna will say, okay, apologize to her, but then Donna would be like, no, you stupid. Don't do not tell her anything.
She raised a good point.
Yeah.
She said, you know, you can't tell someone who's always pissed at you, who's always finding a reason to be mad. Even Scotty in this episode said, you know what, it's fine. We'll make up later and get into another fight tomorrow. You know? Yeah. It's like they have this wash, rinse, repeat thing going on, Scotty and Harvey. So I wouldn't tell someone who I'm on the fence with like that.
Well, I don't think he's on the fence, which I didn't know Donna was on the fence. I was kind of surprised when she said that. I mean, I get why she said it after this episode, but I was like, wow, Donna, that's how you feel about her?
I just think that, you know, they fight so much and it's still a new relationship. Yeah. They've known each other for a long time, but Harvey hasn't really been in a serious, committed relationship in so long that look how long it took Mike to tell Rachel.
Yeah, that's true.
It wasn't the first thing he blurted out of his mouth when they first got together either. It was once they, you know, were together and he knew this was definitely his future. He wanted this to be his future. It was going to work. And then he told her.
Right.
So I don't think Harvey should go telling nobody nothing.
No. Especially her.
You're like convinced. She's not it.
Because she's vindictive. She's revengeful. And she will put that in her back pocket and use it later where it will stink.
She'll definitely use it on Jessica. She would definitely be like, that's true.
And speaking of telling people things, why don't you guys make sure you go tell a friend about our podcast? You can find us on iTunes and on YouTube. If you go on iTunes, search for the Suits AfterBuzz TV After Show, and you can subscribe and comment and rate us. Make sure you give us 5 stars and tell a friend and have them tell another friend and have them tell another friend and down the line, just like that. And also exciting news, we launched our AfterBuzz TV app this week. So if you have an Android or a smartphone of any kind, you can definitely download that from the App Store. I checked it out and it's really cool, guys. Yay. Woo! It's finally here. We've everyone here has been working really hard on this for a long time. So make sure you download it. It is free, just like everything else here on AfterBuzz TV. So make sure you download that and you can rate it and let us know what you like about it too. And also leave us comments on YouTube because we do read those, and I love what you guys have to say.
Yes, that's how we found out about season 3.
It is how
we're never gonna let that go until season 5.
That was so funny.
I'm so glad I missed it. Honestly,
it was hilarious.
It was pretty funny.
Yeah, it was funny.
So also going on tonight, because there's so much. Let's get to the big case of the night. Harvey is excited about this IPO that it's about to launch, and then he gets hit with James Quelling, who has a case where he's basically trying to extort their clients. He's saying that the playgrounds that they make are endangering children, and so he wants $100,000 in a settlement. Thank God Mike is there, because Mike's like, okay, because James is like, oh yeah, I have the paperwork right here, just sign it. Mike's like, this actually, we want, you know, it to say it prevents you from representing any other person, you know, for the same thing. And he's like, oh man, you caught me, because he had 100 other clients ready to go. So that would have been 100 million. I forget the math. Add zeros, multiply, divide, round up. Remainder 3.
At the end of the day, he's balling.
At the end of the day, he was going to get a lot of money. Out of control. But he's like, whoa, no, we're not going to have any of that. My question here is actually 2 questions, because throughout this whole case, Harvey never tells his client whose IPO it is, that this is even an issue. And we see it go from a settlement of $100,000 to the end of it, he wants $2 million, which if he had not been able to get out of that, how do you explain to your client? One. Also, two, Mike says in their little meeting that there's one report about possible toxins in this playground equipment and no sick children have been reported. So how does this guy have 100 clients who are ready to sue already? No, I was asking you guys.
Oh, you really?
Because
I was like, we don't know either. Yeah, girl, tell us. We don't know. I mean, I can't get over that part.
We were like,
yeah,
we were like,
you're just like,
girl, just remind us.
No,
yeah.
I mean, I would just say it's probably because he talks like, you know how
he was
lawyers
talking a
are.
good game.
Yeah, he probably
was
did
being a
his thing
lawyer.
with them and had them believe whatever he said to tell him that I can get you guys some money for this. So.
Right.
Yeah, because we also find out that he had this big case back up against the tobacco company, and he tried to go for the verdict. They had offered him a good amount of money. He went for the verdict, lost that, and lost his case. He ended up divorced, lost his kids. Sorry, I'm helping you out with your headphones.
Tiona has
Your
like
hair-
this look.
Your hair is like sticking up there.
Did you get it?
No, like you gotta.
Do I need to take this all down?
Take it off. Try
Okay.
again. Okay, sorry, technical difficulties.
Okay, we're back.
So
It happens.
So I was just wondering, is this a completely made up thing? Because he keeps saying, look, it could be made up, it could not be, but basically you're going public on Friday, and if this comes out, or on Monday, if this comes out on Friday, no one's going to invest regardless to if it's true or not.
Yeah.
I think he was trying to have a poker face.
Yeah.
I think it was bluffed. My personal opinion. That's why he
The whole time?
Yes.
Yeah.
And the last threat I think was really he would really go to the bar, but I think the whole time he was using the way he does when he gambles, trying to have a poker face and to get what he needed, which is money, and that's why Harvey picked it up, because he knew he was a gambler.
Yeah, and Harvey actually crashes his poker game.
Right.
Beats him, takes all his money, and then it's like, look, here's $100,000 in this pot. It's yours. Drop the case. But he actually comes back. Quelling comes back the next day and it's like, actually, what I learned was to listen to you. You brought up Hessington Oil. I did some digging. Sounds like your associate did a little suspicious activities, maybe some bribery going on with Harold Gunderson. So he threatens to go to the bar with this and basically bring up Mike's crap, you know, that he's not a real lawyer, if they don't settle for $2 million. So Harvey then rushes to Mike and like, look, you got to go to Lola and you got to have her add you to the bar. And Mike's like, wait a minute, last week, or actually yesterday, 2 days ago,
right?
Because I forget, it hasn't been a week in TV time.
Yeah, exactly.
You just told me not to do that when I thought of it, because you know you don't go stirring up the pot when it doesn't need to be. And now it doesn't matter because Mike, you know, might be taking this job, so he won't even be here anymore. But Harvey's like, no, because he's not going to stop coming after you. Like, he can still tarnish your reputation, find that you're a fraud, you know, completely discredit you, and you'll end up in jail. So instead of going to Lola to add him to the bar, Mike comes up with the idea to find out how Quelling is getting all this money, because he's a super gambler. He's in debt. That buy-in at the table was $25,000. And I was just thinking the whole time, how does he have that money every night to come and play? Turns out he was getting his bills and stuff paid by the competitor of the product, which is why he was doing this whole thing, and how he had the funds to look into Hessington Oil and all that stuff. And I was like, wow, what? Like, how are you going to call someone out for doing something that could get you disbarred when you literally are doing the same thing and you don't think they're going to find out about it?
Yeah. Like your face, right?
You're supposed to be a smart lawyer.
Yeah. The whole thing was just ridiculous. Because first of all, I was nervous that how did Quelling even find that out about the case that, you know, Mike kind of did a little. I was like, that was too easy for him to find. Was that just
one
me?
night.
Yeah. He was like, I looked into it and this is what I got. I'm like, can we cover this up?
When he says the facts, you know, they had flights, you know, Mike goes and talks to this guy, they went to college together, all of a sudden, the next thing you know, they're canceling their flights the next day. So-and-so has a statement in. It just looks fishy. And the whole thing did kind of happen a little suspect. Yeah. They blurred some lines, like Scotty even said tonight. They definitely blurred the lines, but I don't think they crossed the line with how they settled that. Harvey, being the nice guy that he is, lets Mike go deliver the news to Quelling himself to be a lawyer one last time. Quelling gives this whole sob story about how, the tobacco place was only going to give him enough for $15,000 per client, and they all had cancer. So he was holding out because he wanted to make a difference in their lives. He could have had it all, but would that have been enough for them to really make a difference or a dent in their debt at all? So he was like, being a lawyer is the only thing I have. Don't take it away from me. And Mike's basically like, look, it's up to you, because I can call the bar on you tomorrow too. So, drop the case. And he promises that he's going to drop the suit. Do you believe him?
Yes. I believe him, but remember how I reacted when he said that? I promise. Okay, like, you guys are lawyers. Can somebody write this down? Like, I just wasn't impressed. It was like, okay, because he had the sob story, okay, I guess I believe you, but I think they should have wrote something down.
You think it'll come back somehow? Well,
not to jump ahead, but looking at previews for next week, something happened.
It was, so I can't even get into that right now.
So he promises to drop the suit. So we'll see if, as of now, that is buried. And all that's left is for Mike to decide if he's going to take this investment banker job or not. Which he seems to have a hard time thinking for himself this episode. He goes to
the Blue Blazer girls talking.
You guys are like the backup singers, just like oohs and ahs in unison over here. So he basically tells Rachel about the job offer. He meets with Jonathan Sidwell for drinks, and tries to counter his offer with a bunch of outrageous demands, like he wants a piece, he wants 4 weeks of vacation, and he wanted some other things, but all I heard was 4 weeks of vacation. I was like, yes, that would be amazing. 4 weeks of vacation
so long that I can take at one time. Not spread out, but that if I want to go 2 weeks, I can go 2, I can go 2 half. Yeah.
She was like, really?
I know.
I was like, you had me at 4 weeks vacation.
Right.
Yes, please sign me up. But Jonathan tells him, look, I don't want someone who's in this for the money. I know what you're doing. You can't decide what you want to do. I want someone who's with me 100% committed and not in this for the money. So unless you can give me a response like, tomorrow I'm going to start interviewing people. Once I find the right candidate, the job is off the table. So you have to decide. Rachel, he pressures Rachel into telling him what she thinks. He also asks Harvey, when he first tells Harvey, he's like, what do you think I should do? And Harvey's like, well, I already told you. If it were me, I would take it. He's like, no, what should I do? Yeah. It's like, at some point, I know this is a hard decision, but ultimately, the decision has to come from Mike, because like Rachel said, if she tried to influence him one way or the other and it didn't work out, he's going to hold that against her. We've seen him. We know how Mike's temper can be. Yeah. So I thought Rachel was doing the right thing by not voicing her opinion. We all know what she wants.
I know. I appreciated that, but I would have been just like Mike. I would have asked everybody who I'm close with, what do you think? Because I can't make decisions. And this is a really hard one. So I think asking all those people, like, it made sense. I feel like Rachel could have given in a little bit earlier, but I appreciate, like you said, I think her holding out was girlfriendy.
I just wanted him not to ask people, what should I do? Yeah. Instead, what's your advice on the situation? Because when my friends come to me or family, whatever, and they say, what should I do? I can't tell you what to do. I don't even want to tell you what I would do, because I don't want to influence you one way or the other. I'm like, Rachel, I don't want my influence to be the reason why you do something, and then it's horrible and you hate it. And then you hate me because I gave you bad advice.
Yeah. I think he was more looking for like the pros and the cons. Like, let's put it on paper. Let's, take a deeper look than what is going on in his head, which is basically, I just want to be able to be recognized for my work. Exactly. So I think he was more looking for, let's really break this down and see how this can become beneficial, see how it cannot become beneficial. And then I can at least, I have a visual on it, and I can perhaps make a better decision or feel better about the decision that I'm making.
Right. And if he had presented it in that way, I think everyone would have been a little bit.
He don't
he can't actually say all those beautiful things.
Men don't communicate like that.
Can we get visionary with this? Do you think we can write it down? He was like, what should I do?
Men don't do that.
Yeah. And then you have Donna, who's just like, you're going to take the job, aren't you? Don't you know what Harvey has done for you?
Yeah.
He's never opened up to anyone. She tries to guilt trip Mike a little bit.
Yeah, she was wrong.
And I was like, Donna, I love you, girl, but let's think about this logically. If Mike leaves, then everyone at the firm is out of danger of going down with him, because when he is inevitably figured out, there's a chance that everyone who knows that will be exposed too. So by him leaving, it will hurt Harvey, but in the long run, it might actually save Harvey.
Yeah.
You know, because no matter how much good Harvey does, if he ends up going down with Mike, then that undoes everything. It tarnishes his reputation and everything, because he's aware that he wasn't a lawyer. Mm-hmm. So I was kind of like, Donna, I was glad when she changed her tune towards the end and was like, you know, maybe you're right, you know.
Be the best.
Be the best investment banker that you can be.
So Donna-like, the way she said it.
I know. But, I mean, I would miss the dynamic duo, especially tonight's episode, how, you know, Mike's always there. He's always finding the loopholes for Harvey. You know, Harvey needs him and he can count on him.
Right.
And Harvey doesn't have that with anyone else. So the end of the episode ends with Mike actually coming back, saying, so congratulate me, I'm now a member of the bar association. Right. So he did have Lola hack the system and put his name in, because he decided he didn't want to take the other job. Mm-hmm. Did you guys see that coming?
Yes.
Yeah.
I think definitely did.
Definitely.
I don't think anyone thought
he's not going anywhere.
Like, the whole show would be over. Right. Like, what's going on? So yeah.
I was hoping they'd hold out and he would take the job maybe for like a week and come back, or at least this week he would be taking the job and then next week we found out that he wasn't going to take the job.
Right.
But I mean, you know, Mike is staying with Pearson Spector. Gosh, these names. It changes every week. It's soon to be like Pearson, Spector, Scotty.
Right. If she would have gotten that piece of information. Yes, absolutely.
You think she's terrible.
I do. I do. When she's upset, I think she's manipulative to benefit her own agenda.
Yeah, definitely.
I think that's what she's about.
So let's jump into some predictions.
Yeah.
And now, your AfterBuzz TV predictions.
Her lights. Ooh. It's serious in here.
All right. So next week in the preview that we saw, Mike is taken. I don't know who he's taken by. The feds, I guess.
Yeah.
They weren't policemen. I don't know. So he's taken.
No, I was looking at you.
He's taken in by the feds and questioned. It looks like he's up to be. I don't even know what's happening.
Yeah,
but
he's being interrogated.
Yes, exactly.
There's suspicions that he might flip on Harvey. So do they know that he was lying about the bar? Has he been found out? What's happening?
What's happening? Yeah.
This is the season finale. So what do you guys think is going to happen?
I think that they're going to come close to finding out, and then the show's going to end.
Yeah.
There's going to be this huge cliffhanger. Like, oh my God, do they know? Do they don't know? And I think they're going to pit, you know, Harvey and Mike at each other, make them feel like, okay, Harvey spoke, but what do I do? Mike spoke, what do they do? But eventually it'll all come to pass and everything works out.
Yeah, I definitely think that. I think that there's no way that Mike and Harvey are going to turn. I think there's just no way they're going to turn on each other. They're going to set it up in a way that we think they did, and Donna's going to probably freak out or whatever. Jessica will have her thing, but they're I don't know. They're just so in tune that there's just no way.
There's probably going to be dirt on somebody else.
Yeah,
and they pull up,
they're so good. They'll be like,
good.
I mean, they'll have walls between them and still be that good.
Right.
So
do you think that Scotty will find out?
Dang, Scotty.
I think Scotty will have an idea and put two and two together and have what's the word I'm looking for? I was looking for a big word and it didn't quite come.
She'll have leverage.
Yes.
That's a good one. Yes. That's
I just had a moment.
had
Had a blonde
She'll have
moment.
a little bit of leverage.
Yeah, I had a blonde
leverage.
moment. Yeah.
I like that prediction.
I like it too. I just hate it if it's true, because then Scotty goes back to being the, I don't know if we trust her. We all basically just decided we do not trust her. So I don't want her with any
How
leverage.
come you didn't tell me what's going on?
Yeah,
Blah, 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 blah.
like,
Yeah.
wow.
Well, I think that I don't think Mike will flip on Harvey. Whatever is going on, I think it might involve Quelling not sticking up to his end of the bargain tonight. But I guess we will just see next week. You guys, in the meantime, make sure you tweet us, comment on YouTube, on iTunes, download that AfterBuzz TV app, and let us know what you guys are thinking is going to happen during this finale. Where can they find you two matching blue blazer ladies?
Well, we have a Blue Blazer Twitter called Blue Blazer at 10 feet. No, I'm just kidding. You can find me on Instagram and Twitter at OneTakeSpace.
And you can find me, Ashida Onrae, on Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook.
And you can find me on Twitter and Instagram at the Tiona Hobson. And you can check out everything AfterBuzz TV on every social media site in the world at AfterBuzz TV. And we will see you guys next week. Yay!
From executive producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire AfterBuzz TV staff, we would like to thank you for listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. To watch or listen to other after shows and post comments or questions, be sure to visit AfterBuzzTV.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of AfterBuzz TV.
Buzz you later!
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.
Thank you for watching AfterBuzz TV on YouTube. For more of your favorite after shows and interviews, subscribe to our channel here, and be sure to share your opinion on the episode in the comment section below here. We'd love to see what you guys are buzzing about. Thanks again. Buzz you later.